Well, this is one I have been waiting for. If it's the one I think it is, it should be. It's sort of like the longest one back down the queue. Any new acquisitions are probably not even processed for posting yet. Quite what we're going to find, I don't know, because we've got a homemade box, and it was sent by Ivry, aka formerly known as Hermes. So we have got a load of bubble wrap. So might have saved the day, and let me chop into this without keeping you waiting. We've got through the first layer, so as you can see it's multiple wagons of an American and Canadian flavour, and there was a couple in here that I wanted, the others not so much, but the ones I wanted were it was worth looking at because of the starting price, which doubtless did creep up, but as you can see they're Atlas. They are the Trainman ones, so they're basic one, but some of them are the same as the last acquisitions I had, probably in a video or so ago. So we have another propane tank. Now I paid £24 for one of these with the shipping costs, and I bought one the week prior from the same lady for a little bit more. I think it was about 27 all in, so bear that in mind. Then we've got the good old rail box. This is an Atlas one, so I think they're around about £20. I have got the Walther's basic ones, which new are at 27 with the flashing light. So I've got a few of these, so they were on my radar anyway. And then we've got a Central Farmers fertiliser. I don't know how old that would have been, probably 70s, 80s maybe. So again, that's an ACF hopper, so I can use that. The ones that sort of go off the drift a little bit are obviously a Canadian Pacific. Cool, I guess that's an offset hopper, looks like it might be Cool hopper. So that probably will get recirculated back around eBay. And we've got a wood pulp car, which is basically a shorter wheelbase bulkhead car with timber on it for wood pulping, which is a Chesapeake and Ohio. Again, bit out of my time period and the road I model, or will do. I only paid £26 for the whole lot. With the postage it cost me £31, so I stayed in the running and won, so I was happy with that. 31 quid for those three, tenner each basically. The other two I can sell and offset the outlay. So that is sort of the way I work with some things. If you can put some of it back in the system and get some of your money back, or in some cases you can get the whole lot for free if, you know, the planets align. I've done that before. I bought a job lot of railway stuff out of someone's loft. Some of it was a bit battered and bashed the time it got here, but I still sold that all for spares, sold the wagons I didn't want and kept everything else, and ended up making about 40 quid out of the deal, plus that paid for everything else, so the whole lot was free. So you can win sometimes, but not very often. Well, a cold, wet, miserable day, and we're just back to getting back into the swing of things. So I think this is a wagon, or coach, should I say. Quite sure how we're getting in this one. There's a bit of creative box making there. I don't think it had an original box, so I will cut carefully. Yep. So let's cut to the open bit. So we're back with another, can't see the screen there, it's all glary. This is the old Hornby Breakdown coach, based on a Mark II, which I initially wasn't going to bother getting, because obviously, well, I have got these, but obviously there are quite a deep bit, because obviously they're not flush glazed or anything like the modern ones. I do see these going for eye-watering prices, or asking eye-watering prices, because they're comparing them with the newer variants, which you see I picked up in previous videos. And even those are sort of £30+, yet I've managed to get them for under 20. I managed to get this one for £9 and the odd pennies. Which is one of the reasons I've got it, because I wasn't going to pay silly money for an old basic Hornby coach. Now my idea is obviously just to add it to my collection of maintenance of way vehicles and coaches and such like, rolling stock, but I'm going to try the flush glazing fine cast, is it? A flush glazing kit. I've never used them before, so I don't know how good they are, what the effect will be like, but you don't know if you don't try. So it was a shits or giggles sort of thing. Being's the old coach, it's got the screw going through the middle of the floor. Obviously you're not really going to see that. So I got it to go with the old Hornby crane. So it looks like it's quite a clean example actually. It's not sort of heavily worn or badly played with. It looks like it's been done a few miles on the track, judging by the grubby wheels, but other than that it's in reasonable fettle. So not bad. Happy with that. So let's see what we've got in parcel number 2. Just heard the husky. Shut the door, get him out, and then he starts whining because he's not in. So what do we got here? We have, it was sold as a non-runner, or it doesn't work. I don't think it runs, because the guy's description was that it probably didn't have the running gear in it and it was just used as a dummy, which I have an Operation Lifesaver body and I've been looking for a GP60 chassis. Yeah, it does feel a little bit late. But actually this model, this body on this one's in better nick than the one I was buying for, but use it as a donor. The only thing I think that's wrong is this bit should be white or black, and then just the grab irons going up the side should be yellow. Looking at the picture of 7140, it is a GP60. Not quite sure what's going on with the pickups there, whether that's factory. I haven't got another old Athern unit. We've got a KD at the front and the old horn and hook, or the horn and hook at the front. So I don't know, I'll have to open that one up and have a look. But I would say the motor's out of it, whether the drivetrain and card on shafts are missing, I don't know. My plan wasn't. I feel like there's any gears in it. So it could just be a dummy, which is, I'm not too worried about. I only paid 15 quid for it, so that could just be hooked up to my old, I can't remember what the other one is now, a Dash 8 I think, for yard work. So yeah, it would have been nice to add one with a running gear, but the chances of finding another GP60 chassis to put the other body on, you know, I've been waiting over a year for something like this to turn up. Well, I'll keep looking just in case, but this isn't the sort of thing I find at toy and train fairs being in England. So we'll nudge that wait and see. I'll have a look inside that and see what happens. Some symbols coming up on the camera that don't normally come up on the camera unless you're doing something else. Could this mean future issues with the camera? That has served me well. And we do have an identical spare. I keep thinking about upgrading to a new camera, but what I want and what I'm prepared to pay for a camera, two different things. Several hundreds of pounds. So, I don't know what all that is. I bought another pair of 1, 2, 3 blocks, which will be suitably greased, hopefully. Well, you have to degrease them, but then they go rusty because I think they're made of carbon steel. So, I can smell the old grease on them. Special Chinesium grease. Remember when proper tools used to get wrapped in this grease paper? Definitely petroleum. Stinky, greasy. You're going to put them in my parts cleaning tank. So another set of those. I now have them. And they are exceptionally handy for obviously right angle when you want to do your build-ins and kits and things and need to hold things in place, or maybe they've got a little bit of a bow and you can add a little bit of weight. And I don't bring everything with me. When you've got your magnetic clamps, you can use one each side to help hold it in place. So I know I've got a number of large kits coming up in the future to build, so, and obviously the railway layout. These are handy for weights as well, unless you know someone that works in a machine shop and can get you offcuts, which I don't. So I had to buy another pair, and they're about £13 including the post, which isn't bad considering, you know, they are metal, they're not light. So we added another 2 to the armoury. It's one of those better to have it than not need it, than need it than not have it things. So I'm now going to go off and put them in the parts washer tank and degrease them.